Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we are doing GTA 4 characters tier list, and this includes the characters from the main game and the Ballad of Gay Tony and the Lost and Damned. Previously I did a video on GTA 5 missions tier list, and if I'm being honest, I actually prefer this game to GTA 5. So I'm going to have even more fun making this one, and the GTA 6 hype being alive, I think this is going to be a great video. Have fun making it. So let's get right into it. First we have Alex, who you can date. If I'm being honest, I never really explored the dating on this game. I focused more on the missions and the side missions. So I just don't know her character that well. I've watched some videos because I'm kind of familiar. If I'm correct, she was the lawyer. She's the lawyer one that can get you out of trouble. So that's pretty cool. But I just don't. I don't know the dating stuff that well in this game. I'm not gonna form I'm not gonna have an uninformed opinion on it. So I'm just gonna put her there. So let's move on. Angus Martin. I'm gonna go B tier for him. He's a good guy. Like a good friend for Johnny. I wouldn't say a good guy. I mean, no one in this is really a good person, but good friend to Johnny. He's pessimistic person. But it's kind of like he's still wise, and he's one of the few good people, or not good people, but people who have Johnny's best interests in heart at the Lost and Damned, I said the Lost Motorcycle Club. And I thought he was, I don't know, I had no complaints about him. He wasn't overly interesting, but I thought he was a good guy, so yeah, I'm going B for him. Ashley, I'm going F for her. She is, well, I don't even know what the point of her is. Like, it's Johnny's ex-girlfriend, clearly hasn't moved on from her, and she's just causes problem after problem throughout the game, basically is responsible for getting Johnny involved with Ray. I'm going to get more into Johnny's thing with Ray, because I actually have an interesting opinion about that. But basically, she kind of led to a lot of his downfall, and eventually led to him getting killed. His fault, but why? Why is she around? She's useless. Bernie, or Florian Kravich. I think he's B tier as well. He's a pretty interesting character. He turned out to be a good friend to Nico. Nico thought that he could have betrayed their crew back in the day, but it actually turned out to be Darko. There was a few missions with him, and I thought he was a good guy. Him and Nico rekindled their old friendship, which was pretty cool. And you know, it was kind of shocking to see who he was after Nico broke into his apartment with a gun pointed at him. Billy, I'm not gonna go F. He's a really shitty person, but I think he's kind of he's either C or D. I think C. Honestly, he held that game together at the first half of it. It became interesting because of him. I feel like when he went to jail, in my opinion, the second half of that game kind of wasn't as good as the first half. I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion, but in my opinion, I think the mission where he got arrested, called This Shit's Cursed, I think the game wasn't as fun, even though the missions with Mal and his motorcycle club for Elizabeth Torres were the one specifically when he was riding on the back of his motorcycle and just shooting at people. That one was pretty cool, but I think the plot of the game kind of got lost after he went to jail. It only kind of came back at the very end when Ray and Johnny kind of got serious. But I put him in C tier because he was kind of just a shitty guy. Like, there's nothing redeeming about him, but I think he kind of held that game together. He was interesting, so I'll keep him in, even though he kind of was responsible for basically the whole club falling apart. All right, Brian, he's a butt licker as well. I don't know why they have so many Lost MC characters at the start of this list. It's not really much variation right now. But yeah, he's just a butt licker. He's Billy Dick Rider, A1 Dick Rider, D1 Dick Rider, whatever you want to call it. He just pisses you off all the time. He's nothing redeeming about him. He's just stupid. He's a goof. I killed him. I didn't spare him. But there's nothing good about him. He's just annoying. Brucey, I'm going A tier for him. Brucey is interesting guy. He's he meets Nico through Roman, and he's got this like alpha male like personality. He's like always on steroids, and he's 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 just over the top. And him and Nico have pretty funny interactions. But then in the Ballad of Gay Tony, you see him with his brother, and you realize that he looks way different around his brother. He's way less confident, way more quiet. He lets his brother, who's like probably half his height, bully him. And eventually we see him punch him out, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, he ends up being Nico's friend, and you can hang out with him. So he's a pretty cool guy. Pretty fun cutscenes. I find his the one where Nico punches him in the stomach is pretty funny. But yeah. Next we have Carmen. I'm going to go same thing I said for Alex. I just don't know her that well. I didn't explore it. I'm not going to give her a negative review or a positive review without having an informed opinion. Next we have Terry. It's Terry or Clay? No, he's Clay. This is Clay. Sorry, I get them two mixed up. Terry, he's a good guy. He's one of the few, of Johnny's friends left in the Lost MC. And he's kind of with like Terry, where they don't really say much throughout the story. You always get to call the two of them for backup, but they don't really I don't really get to know their personalities that well throughout the game, but they're both solid guys. They're with him the whole way, so I'll give them B tier. Darko, you don't know him that well. You get the one cut. Now, given that one cutscene is like one of the most like emotionally insane of the whole game, but you don't really know him that well. He is just kind of a piece of shit junkie, but he was the reason for a lot of the things Nico does in this game. I'm going to give him, I think he's kind of interesting. So I'm going to do the same with Billy, is that he's important, but he's shitty as well, but he's pretty important and kind of interesting at the same time. So I'm going to go C for him. Derek, I'm going to go B for Derek McCreary. I think of the McCreary brothers, he was a solid, he was a junkie, but Nico, like him and Nico worked together, and Nico liked him. He was out of it a lot of the time, but he was still solid. And I think when you got the choice to kill between him or Francis, the fact that you even consider sparing Derek, considering he offers nothing and Francis offers money and police protection, shows that he's troubled, but he's cool. Like, he came with you on the bank robbery, so I'm gonna give him B tier. Dimitri, I'm gonna go A tier for him. Just as a character, obviously he's terrible. Like, Nico's a bad guy, but Dimitri's even like he's the devil, as Jesse Pinkman would describe Mr. White. He's the devil. He just does shitty thing after shitty thing throughout the whole game to just try and ruin Nico and Roman's lives. But you hate him, but he's a great character. Like, he's a great antagonist. You're just waiting for the moment you get to finally kill him at the end of the game. And when it finally happens, it's amazing. The deal ending, I didn't go with that one. I ended up with the revenge ending where, spoiler alert, where you kill him before the final mission, and that leads to you killing Jimmy Pecorino in the final mission instead. But the deal, his death in the deal ending is so satisfying to watch, even though it's not worth losing Roman over, so I decided not to go with that ending. Dwayne, I'm gonna go A tier for him as well. Dwayne is interesting. He's really like depressed all the time, but he's still like he's a good friend to Nico, and he kind of has stuff in common with him. And I'm glad I killed Playboy X instead of him. His death scene's kind of sad, and it's not fun. So I'm going A tier for Dwayne. Because I like I said, I think he's a good guy. Nico and him get along, so I had no complaints about him. He's a little too depressing sometimes, but Nico can be too. So Francis McCreary, he's just kind of a dick, to be honest. I'm gonna be honest, even though it sounds stupid, I killed him instead of Derek every time I play the game, just because I like Derek, and I don't think even though the $25,000, like, you make a bunch, like, you end the game with close to 900,000. The police protection's nice, but I don't. You can get it from this girlfriend anyways, this Alex one. So I don't care about that. So I kill him. I just think he's kind of a dick. He just uses his power to, he abuses his power, and he's not as bad as these two because he has some redeeming qualities, but he's mostly just a dick, and no one in his family respects him the same way they respect the other ones. So. Tony, I'm gonna go B for Tony. I think he's, like, him and Luis end up good, but he causes a lot of issues for them throughout the whole story. But I still think, like, you know, him and Luis were a great duo, and I enjoyed him throughout the story. He was still interesting, even though you kind of felt bad, but he was just a complete mess, and he put him and Luis into so much trouble, but it ended well for them, so it was good that they got that satisfying ending. Jerry McCreary, I'm going to put him in the same tier as Derek McCreary, because he was a good guy for Nico as well. Not a good person, but him and Nico also got along well, and he respected him after he realized, you know, he was a solid guy, and gave him some missions. They had some fun conversations when Jerry was in prison, and they talked on the prison phone. So yeah, it was a respectful relationship between them, and I thought Jerry was a pretty interesting character, so I'm gonna go B for him as well. Oh my god, what's her name? Gracie, yeah, I just remember the one you kidnapped. I drew a blank on her name. She's kind of funny, honestly, but she's really annoying sometimes. I'm gonna go D for her. She is... in the Ballad of Gay Tony, she was, I just remember a few missions. I remember the one where you drive her and Tony somewhere, and she appears in a couple of other cutscenes, but I just remember her being obnoxious, and both Luis and Nico both knocked her out at different points in the story. I understand why she was so stressed out because she got kidnapped, but God, she was something else. Jason Michaels, I almost want to put him in Don't Know, Don't Care. I think he was a solid... because, like, he appears in, like, 2 missions in The Lost and Damned. You don't really get to know him, and Nico just kills him. I'll give him a C. I don't really have an opinion on him. He seemed like an okay guy, and Johnny respected him, so... and he got killed, and then Billy kind of used his death as an excuse to attack the Angels of Death, even though they had nothing to do with it, clearly. So yeah, I'm gonna go C. Jim. I think Jim was the best friend for Johnny. I'm gonna go A tier for him. I think he was, he always stood up for what was right. He wasn't a sellout, like a suck. He didn't suck up to Billy. He always called out Brian on his shit, so that was pretty cool. I'm gonna go A tier for him. Yeah, for sure. Jimmy Pecorino, he is a pathetic excuse for a mob boss. I think, like, as an antagonist, that Dimitri was way better than him. And that's the only thing I don't like about the revenge ending. He's too weak of an antagonist to have at the end of the game, because Nico never really liked him. He was kind of like, he didn't hate him, but then once he shot up Roman's wedding and killed Kate McCreary, it was kind of a different story. But I don't know, he was just kind of always, I don't know, it wasn't my favorite, to be honest. He was just kind of a weak character as an antagonist, in my opinion. And he was just kind of just a paranoid douche. He just got people killed who didn't really need to be killed. So I'm glad he died at the end. I think the deal ending where he gets killed by Dimitri is more satisfying than killing him at the end, to be honest. Johnny, I think Johnny he's not as bad as I think he's a B tier character, to be honest. There are good qualities about him, but I think this is where I was going to talk about the Ray Vocino thing. I think he's done really stupid things and that have pissed me off. The one is him being still doing things for Ashley and eventually getting his life ruined by her. That kicks him down a notch. And I think what he did to Ray, he actually betrayed Ray. Like, they paint, the thing is like, oh, Ray's a backstabbing guy, but they forget Johnny robbed him. Johnny took his money, gave it to Jim, and didn't come back. So I don't know why they they painted Ray as the bad guy in this situation when there's no indication that Ray was gonna do anything to Johnny. He told Nico that he said to Nico, make sure, what did he say? He said, I promise Johnny I'll give him half the money. So he's not like saying to Nico, rob this guy, and like I'm confident Ray was gonna give him the money, but he just robbed him. He's done some stupid things. I think overall he was the weakest of the three protagonists. But he's still a B tier character. I think he's still solid, and he had some good moments, and he fought for the right things for the motorcycle club, and he stood up to Billy. So yeah, John Gravelli, old man. I think he had a pretty funny sense of humor actually in the scenes with him and Nico. They were it was pretty interesting, and he was just a dying man, but he respected Nico, and Nico respected him, and it was pretty fun working for him. And I think I feared him sitting in this hospital bed way more than I ever feared Jimmy Pecorino. So, okay, now we have Kate McCreary. She was a nice girl. I think I'm gonna go. The reason I'm gonna put her in C is because. No, she's not as good as these characters. She's a little. I don't like how she left Nico after the deal ending. Like, that's the one reason I chose Revenge, is because in Revenge, Roman sticks with Nico throughout it. But Deal, she leaves Nico. And Revenge, she dies. So you lose her at the end of the game anyways. I don't really like how she did that. And she's a little too calm and collected. Like almost a little too innocent in a way. But she's a nice girl, I think, and Nico liked her, and I don't have anything bad to say about her. I just don't think she was anything exceptional. Kiki, I'm going same with the girlfriends. I just didn't do this stuff, so I don't know. Like I said, Little Jacob, he might be S tier. I'm going A for sure though. He was the solid Rasta. No, I'm not gonna say that. He was. That was terrible. Do not comment about my Jamaican accent. Do not. But he was solid. He was Nico's main one, and he was Nico's almost go-to guy in terms of when he never needed help with anything. He joins him on the last mission, helps him out, and he's a great friend to Nico and Roman. So he's easily going S tier for me. He's a great guy. Elizabeth Torres, I think she's C tier. I thought she was kind of a pretty badass. She was, the cops were kind of swarming in on her, and she got like huge prison sentence towards the end of the game, I think. But some of her missions were interesting, but she got a little paranoid at the end and ran a little crazy. But I don't think she was bad. I thought she was pretty fun actually. Luis, I actually really like Luis. Some people say he's kind of weak. I think his like dry, sarcastic sense of humor was so funny, and he pulled Tony, like he saved Tony so many times. He was the man. Luis was the man. So I think he's definitely an S tier character as well. I don't have any doubt about it either. He's up there with Nico as one of my favorite protagonists. Would he be better than every GTA 5 protagonist? I don't know. Is he better than Michael or Trevor? I don't know. Yeah, it's tough. But I liked Luis. He was pretty awesome. Malk was pretty funny. I thought him and Johnny's missions were always funny. They would always talk shit to each other about their motorcycles. He called it a hair dryer or something like that. So yeah, no, Malk was cool, and he joined Johnny on some missions. So I think he's a B tier. Mallory is she's good. I think I'll give her A tier because you know what? She stuck with Roman through thick and thin. He cheated on her all the time. He did this, that, but she was always there for them. She was nice to Nico at the very start of the story, and she was there throughout from the very start to the end. And you saved Nico is like in the deal ending. Nico kind of basically comforted her and told her that he would take care of Roman's kid after he died. But yeah, she's a great, strong woman. She is. Manny, yo, man, the streets, man. He was actually. I'm not gonna give him B tier because he's not like a solid guy. He's funny though. He is funny. Can be annoying, but he's pretty funny. Streets, man. You kind of look metrosexual. Hey, man, what kind of metrosexual ex-gangster is there, man? Manny saying man all the time. I think that's why they named him Manny. I think it was on purpose. Michelle, kind of a bitch. As Nico described her, not my words, Nico's words. I'm not misogynistic. No, I'm kidding. Nah, she's D tier. You know why? She seemed like such a sweet girl to start, but then you kind of realize, like, after finding out she's a Fed, it's so obvious. And Nico had to do work for the ULP guy. So, yeah. Fuck, yeah. Mikhail Faustin. You know what? He's a bad guy, but he was not as bad to Nico as people painted him to be. Because he was, like... if you watch back, like, he would sometimes be a little like, then don't question my orders, like, stuff like that. But him and Nico kind of always respected each other. Like, he'd say, Nico, you're a good man, you're a good man. So he got betrayed by Dimitri. I think ultimately we would have had to kill him eventually anyways, because he was psychotic. But I'm gonna go B tier for him. I think he is a crazy psychopath, but he is... I don't know. Like, I found him an interesting character like that. Our initial, the first ever scene with him, he shoots Roman in the stomach and he's, like, going crazy. And there's all the screaming. That's actually a classic scene. But he is, yeah, I think he's a B-tier character. I think he's really interesting as well, just like Dimitri. Maury Kibbutz, Brucey's older brother. Absolute dick. Kind of funny, so I'm going to go C tier. Absolute dick, but... I found him like such an egomaniac that it was funny. So I'm giving him C. It was still satisfying as hell to see Brucey punch him in the nose at the end of the Ballad of Gay Tony. I think it was called number 3. I think the mission was called, where they race the cars. Yeah, I think so. Nico is easy S tier for me. He's troubled man. He's a funny man. He's so interesting. He's a solid guy. You know, like, not a good person, but he's a solid worker. He has his he has morals, even though he doesn't. In a way, he has morals in the criminal sense, like in a bad person sense. Like, there's two evil, and there's neutral or whatever they call it, but there's like calm evil that he can deal with, like the little Jacobs and the Bruceys and the... Who else is a good example of this? Even a Packy, Packy McCreary a bit. But like in terms of, like, there's corrupt people like Dimitri and those types of people, and the Jimmy Pegorinos he doesn't like. Like, he's so fun character, and he's funny. He has some funny, like, dry humor in the sense that Luis has as well. So yeah, he's S tier. I think Packy McCreary is also S tier character for me. He's like one of Nico's solid guys, just like little Jacob. They go on so many crazy adventures together, and he was always there, solid guy. Like, he's on Nico's level in terms of combat ability. So for sure, I'm going 8 S tier. Obviously, Nico, when he's player controlled, is better, but that's different. Phil Bell, he was solid. I think him and Nico were always good together, and they remained a respectful relationship. He preferred him over Ray, but I think he was pretty cool. Him and Nico ended on good terms, no matter what ending you chose, and hopefully he's doing well right now. Playboy X, kind of dry character, to be honest. At first he seems like a cool guy, but then you realize he's kind of just a dick. Tries to get Dwayne killed, and he gets in over his head. So I'm going D tier for him. I'm glad I chose to kill him instead of killing Dwayne. He's kind of funny, but no, he's not. He's not that good. I can't say he's worse than. No, I'll go C tier for Playboy X. I've changed my mind. Ray Buccino. This is surprising, but I love his character. I think maybe it's the Italian American accent that's like in his one-liners. But he's no, he's pretty good. He's the most misunderstood character. Everyone calls him a rat and grease or whatever they call him. But if you really analyze his character, he never betrayed anyone once. I actually remember back in like 2021 or 2022, I was working on like a scrapped video where I analyzed his character and I said like he never, ever, ever actually betrayed anyone. He stuck to his promises. He was betrayed by so many people. The diamond, the garbage truck, what was his name? Luca and his crew, he was betrayed by them. He was betrayed by Johnny. He was betrayed by Jimmy and then eventually Nico. He was kind of a little bit of a asshole, but he was still a strong criminal. He was a strong businessman in the criminal world, and he stuck by his promises, and he was the most misunderstood character, and I stand by that. Okay, now moving on to Rainbow Gowron. I think he's B tier. I think he's a really good antagonist. I kind of am having trouble fitting all this in, but I'll just block off the don't know, don't care tier. I think Rainbow Gowron is a good antagonist for the Ballad of Gay Tony. Not on Dimitri level, but he's good. Like, and he's so psychotic, and he's really funny in his missions too. I really enjoyed, especially the one where you what's the one mission he did? Oh, where you go in and kill the owner of the hockey team, and you gotta go through the whole building. But he's pretty fun, even though he betrays you pretty fast. I thought he was pretty funny. The mission at the end where you kill him was the outro mission. Departure time is pretty fun. Roman, I'm easy S tier for me. He is pretty freaking awesome. He's Nico's cousin and solid. He's funny as hell. He's with him throughout the whole game. He has his problems, but I think it's worth for the love of your family, and he was always stuck by Nico no matter how much trouble he got him into. And I will remind, Roman blames Nico sometimes throughout the story. This pisses me off sometimes, but you have to remember these guys were like attacking Roman constantly, and he killed them. And he says my life was fine before you showed up. You were getting beat up by loan sharks before Nico showed up. Like, your life was not fine before he showed up. He saved you, and it's your fault that they were involved with the loan sharks. So that pisses me off. But your family, in this game, his cousin's gonna piss him off, and he does it for the love. And Roman sticks by him through thick and thin, no matter what. So Roman's awesome. Can't complain. Terry, I'm gonna go same as Clay. I don't know these guys. You don't really get to know these guys that well. They don't talk that much. They're kind of just like guys that are there always. They're solid, but I'll go B tier for him as well. Agent ULP, I'm gonna go C tier. He is he's okay. He's got some kind of funny lines throughout the series, but he's kind of just a bland government, whatever, IAA agent or whatever the fuck they call it in this game. So I'm gonna go with C tier for him. He's just bland. He's okay. There's nothing really redeeming. I don't hate him. He's not that bad, but he's just a corrupt government agent. What the fuck's this guy's name? I know he's in The Lost and Damned. He's the lawyer. I think his name's Tom. Oh my god. Oh, I'm gonna get his name. Oh, I'm going to get his name. Thomas something. Oh, it's Stubbs. Thomas Stubbs. There we go. Thank you. I think he's C tier as well. He's kind of similar. I like him a little better than him. He's pretty like the you certainly seen me naked. But no, I think he's a pretty funny character sometimes. But he's just another one of those government guys, and his missions are sometimes so painful to do, especially when you steal the prison bus. Vlad, I actually really like Vlad. I think he was really, like, he was a dick, especially to Roman, but he was so funny. The one mission, I don't know what it was. It was, oh shit, what mission was? Him and Nico's dialogue was so funny together. They were just constantly talking shit to each other. You peasant. Fuck. What was that mission? It was. It might have been the. Fuck. I don't know. Anyways, the cutscene is him and Nico walking to Vlad's car, and Vlad is just causing chaos throughout. Like he's pushing people and just doing things, and then he just walks in the car, snorts coke, and goes, "We walked all the way over here so you could snort coke." So yeah, he was really funny. I liked him, even though he was a dick, and it was good that he died. Yusuf Amir, probably my favorite side character in all of GTA history. He is my profile picture on YouTube. He's probably the funniest character in the whole game. I'm not going to repeat the words that he says, but he is hilarious, and his missions are awesome. And he sticks up for Luis. He's kind of like the Roman of the game almost, where he's not family, but he's there for everything. And you know, he wants to, yeah, even though like he's kind of, you think he might kind of just be like a rich guy trying to use Luis, but he's honestly like, he cares about him. He wants to be friends with him, and he's actually a good guy. A good friend, turns out, and he like helps him in the final mission. So yeah. Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank on who this is. Give me 1 second. 1 second. This is Arnaud. He was a random character in the Ballad of Gay Tony, now that I remember. Given the fact that I didn't know him that well, I don't really have memory that much of playing that mission with him, so I'm just gonna go don't know, don't care. From what I remember, he was kind of a decent guy, but I'm just gonna put him there because it was only a couple missions, I didn't know him that well. This is another side character in GTA 4, Brian Meach. Where am I gonna go with him? I am going to go C tier for Brian, and actually I'm gonna change Arnaud. I'm gonna give him B tier. I just went back and watched the mission that he's in, and he's a pretty solid guy in that. So I'm actually moving him to B. I'm gonna just keep don't know, don't care for the characters don't even have missions. And Brian, he's just C tier. I thought he's just a drug addict. This is the person from Charisse, I think her name is. She's Dwayne's old girlfriend that screwed him over while he was in the pen. I'll give her C tier. She appears in like one random mission where you kind of help her out a bit, but you know, she kind of screwed over Dwayne, so it's kind of whack for that. Clarence, I think his name is. This guy's a gangster. His real name is Clarence. You can spare or kill him in one of Francis's missions, and if you spare him, he just tries to kill you in a random encounter anyways, so you're better off just killing him. So he's really just a fucking punk, so he gets D tier. Nothing redeeming about him, he's just a punk. Oh my god, this is another random character from the Ballad of Gay Tony. Daisy, her name is. She's that British woman. What should I do for her? I'll give her C tier. She was pretty funny in that mission, I'm not gonna lie. She was... Oh, I forgot to play the music. She was, pretty funny in that mission. She kept getting everyone's names wrong, and she was lying to Luis. And her sex tape got leaked to the world, so that's nice. Dave Grossman. Another C tier, just another random character. I remember the mission when they're in the clubhouse and, smoking the weed, and Billy makes him take a hit that's laced with was it methylene or fuck, I don't know what it was, but he said he was tripping for days, and his laugh was like so fucking weird when he did it. Eddie Lowe, what a fucking creep. What a creep. Oh my god, I could go anywhere with this. This guy's probably the creepiest character they've ever had in any GTA game, honestly. Like, he's worse than Trevor. Trevor's not even creepy, he's just crazy. This guy is a fucking creep. Oh man. I feel like just because he's so fucking weird, but it's like so fascinating in a way, I gotta go B for him, I think. But yeah, no, he is fucking weird. Like, he is weird. I don't even need to go into detail. Like, he's a serial killer. He asked Nico if he likes to be spanked. So that's all you need to know. Oh, Hassan. He was a good guy, man. He was in the first mission of the game. And he's good to Nico. They had a random mission where he's I don't know what he does again, but I remember they had some good interaction, so I'll give him B tier. Mrs. Faustin, another B tier, good side mission. I think her and Nico had some of the most, honestly, heartwarming dialogue throughout the entire game. It was actually a really nice mission between the two of them. So I'm gonna go B tier. I think it was right before like Mr. Faustin came in and started like abusing her. He was like, "Oh, what the fuck are you using this fucking stupid teapot for?" And they have like a really deep conversation. But no, she's a sweet lady. Just married the wrong man. Ivan, I'm going B for him. The opposite. You spare him in Ivan the Not So Terrible, and he's actually really grateful. He helps out. Nico helps him out in a side mission, and he's really nice to him. Unlike this Clarence guy who's a dick. Oh, Jeff, this guy was another fucking psychopath. I'm gonna go C tier for him. He's not as interesting as Eddie Lowe, but he's crazy as well. He thinks his wife's cheating on him, and if you kill his wife, it doesn't matter because she just kills herself anyways. Or no, she just kills. Sorry, he kills. If you, oh my god, fuck. If you kill his wife, it doesn't matter because he kills her anyways, and you gotta help him dispose of the body, and then he dies eventually too. So, yeah, he's a little crazy. Margot, no, psychopath, another psychopath, crazy girl that was obsessed with Luis after a couple hookups and wanted to marry him. Pretty funny side missions with her. Okay, Marnie Allen, I'm going with she's C tier. She's just a sad, drug-addicted girl. Nico helps her out for one mission, and then she becomes a cult leader in GTA 5. Oh, this is... Fuck, what is his name? Is it Mal? He owns the bar in the Comrades Bar. He's pretty cool. C tier. Vlad always meets at with him, so... yeah, I'm gonna go C tier for Mal. Oh, fuck, this is the guy who was trying to become a rapper. Fuck, I'm drawing a blank on his name, but I remember Nico helped him up. He got beat up in the one mission, and Nico helped him out, but I kind of felt bad, but he was a cool guy. So I'm gonna go B tier for him. Real Badman. I'm going B tier for him as well. Badman, he's a good friend of little Jacob, and he helps out Nico too. So, or Nico helps him out in the one mission. He kind of works for both of them and all that. So. Yeah, I think I'll go B tier for him. Sarah, I think I'm just going to go C tier for her. She's kind of just a side character again. She's just... I think you just have to pick up a suit for her. Maybe there's something else you do. Yeah, I'll go... I'll go C tier. Rocco... fuck. He kind of is funny. He's kind of funny, I'm not going to lie. I love Luis roasting him, though. He's pretty much just a dick, though. He's not, like, antagonistic to the point of Dimitri, where he's just fucking awesome. He's just kind of a dick. So I'm gonna go C tier. I am going to go Luis's mom. I actually do not like Luis's mom at all. I'm going D tier for her. She is just fucking always... like, Luis, my baby, I love you, and then just fucking being a dick to him. Yeah, she's always getting herself in trouble. Luis saves her, and then she gets mad at him. So, yeah, she's D tier. Armando and Henrique, I'll go B tier. They're both solid guys, actually. I found their missions with Luis to be really fun. So I'm gonna go B tier for them. They're fun guys. I'm a fun guy. I love the game of basketball. Okay, alright, what's my favorite line from these two? Enrique, I said something funny. I just remember that one mission where they meet outside, and they have the conversations together. Their dialogues were just fun. Evan, fucking dick. Hate him. Pisses me off. Fucking hate that guy. I'm going F tier for him. He's just like these two. Yeah, F tier. Oh, fucking Bulgarian's dick rider Timur. I hate him too. You want I stick 50,000 guitar up your ass? No, but I got some friends who will gladly do that if that's how you get your kicks. Desi, I think his name, the bouncer. He's a solid guy. You know, he's always helping out the boys. He's helping out Tony and Luis. He's a solid guy. Luis has a lot of respect for him, so I'm going B tier. Oh, for no reasons needed to present. I don't even need to elaborate on this. I don't even need to elaborate. If you know, you know. Sometimes it's when she calls you into her office. You might get a nice little surprise. Oh, this is Isaac, the diamond guy. I don't know. You don't really know much about it. He barely appears. And Manny's guy, I'll also give him D tier. He just gets killed. He's just kind of a fucking annoying camera. Well, anyways, I think that is it for the video and my list. I think I've pretty much got it covered. I'm just looking through here to see if there's anything I'd change. Maybe Tony to A tier. I don't know. He causes too many problems. No, I'm going Tony A tier. Tony's A tier. John Crivelli. I think we got it covered. I think that's pretty solid. I think that's pretty solid. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are. Please leave a subscription. Like the video. And like I said, hope you had a good day. And hope you enjoyed this video. Goodbye.